making that bread, that boy.
Yeah, but also, I mean, you see him at the Olympics.
Yeah, in Paris.
Everybody loves Snoop Dogg. You know what I mean?
True.
And it's like he's just become this cultural icon who is not only accepted but loved. You know, and it's an interesting thing. Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Afro Soul Stories. This afternoon, I am joined by my very good friend, Mr. Gary Washington, also known as the Urban Cellist. We're going to talk about your history and everything, so thank you for coming on, man.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, great. So tell me a little bit about yourself and your life. Where did you grow up and your journey through the UK and onto visiting Africa? I know.
Yeah, well, I was born in Perth Amboy, New Jersey, and moved to South Carolina when I was really young. Grew up there, and then later on moved to New Orleans, and then moved to the UK. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now, I know that very recently you had a trip to Ghana. Yeah. And you got to experience Africa for the first time. Yeah. And you spent some time in Accra and some time in Tamale with my friend Alidu. Yeah. So talk to me about your experience with that.
Africa was powerful because, you know, being from the U.S., like, you always kind of mythologize Africa. Yeah. Like, you know, in America, we really like Black America. We have really made Africa this, like, you know, we made like Wakanda, you know what I mean? Like mythologizing it, you know what I'm saying? We made
the motherland.
You know, and it's on two ends of the spectrum. On one end of the spectrum, we glorify like Africa, power. And then on the other hand, we like, you know, coming to America.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like two extremes, like, and this is kind of like, yeah, bro, like, so for me, going there, like, feeling the embrace, feeling like, yo, these are my brothers. You know what I mean? This is cat I used to hang with. Jai Easy, he's called, in Accra. He grew up in Jamestown. And, you know, we walked around. He's like 58, 55. Everywhere we go, people are like, y'all look like brothers. Or like, that could be your father. You know what I mean? Like, we look alike.
Yeah, of course.
This one lady, Nade Day, she cooked some food in Jamestown, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, she looked like my Aunt Ann and my Aunt Patricia. Like, she looked like my family.
Yeah,
like,
of course. Yeah.
We, like, those are my brothers. For real.
Yeah.
Being in a place where ain't nothing but black people doing everything. That was powerful. It was, it was. I can't even really put a word to it. Yo.
Yeah. No, I mean it's. I'm always intrigued for people and excited for people when they go to Africa for the first time. You know, because I think it is something that needs to be done, and I think it really opens your mind to a lot of things. You know,
definitely, bro.
Now you are a musician. You are a cellist.
Yeah,
and I've heard your music, and it is really, really interesting, I would say, because you combine hip hop, blues, jazz, classical, and let's put soul in there as well, just for fun.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I kind of look at it like, you know, the culture. It's interesting. Like we were talking earlier, like African American culture has been exported like all over the world.
Yeah.
So when you talk about blues, when you talk about jazz, when you talk about, people kind of look at it as like, yo, like this is my cultural music. Like I'm from Europe, but I do the blues, and we kind of forget like what the music is, where the music is from. Like as an example, when like High Life, right? Yeah. You can't. It's like, okay, High Life is from like, it's from Ghana. You know what I mean? Am I correct?
Yeah. High Life is from Ghana. Yeah.
High Life is from Ghana.
Yeah.
If someone plays High Life, they have an understanding like, okay, like I'm playing High Life. Let me go to Africa to like learn some High Life. But if you play jazz, if you play blues, if you play all these other styles of music, it's like there's not that same. It's not that same mentality.
I don't know. I think with blues, maybe it is. I think blues is very much an American, you know, thing, especially a Black American thing. What I found is blues in America wasn't appreciated by Americans.
Ooh, I know what you're gonna say. Until the British
brought it back. Yeah. So until the Rolling Stones and Led Zeppelin were like blues, and then brought it back as, you know, four good-looking white guys.
Yeah, bro.
Then the world was like, oh, isn't this great? And
yeah, I guess what I'm trying to say is that because our culture has been exported so much, because people here in Britain, they grew up watching our shows.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
There's this connection that we have with like people all over the world, and our culture is emulated everywhere. Like Black American culture, they're wearing the clothes that the style, they use African American lingo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's everywhere. Like the music, you can hear Keisha Cole in France. You know what I'm saying? I was like, you know, like, wow, like when I first went to Europe years ago, you know?
Yeah.
And I guess what I'm saying is like, my music that I do, I see it very, I think the music is very sacred, you know? I think the music is very spiritual.
Yeah, I'd say that when I hear your music. Yeah, absolutely.
But because of commercialization and because like people, we don't really look at, it's easy to make something that is rare sacred.
Yeah.
But when it's exported all over the world,
it becomes McDonald's.
it becomes, but for me, I personally feel that I feel that sacredness with the music.
Yeah, and I hear it when I listen to your music as well, because I mean, I think that you really tap into something very spiritual.
Yeah.
You know, and I very much got that. Now let's talk about you stylistically, because you do some very rare things. You beatbox and you play cello.
Yeah.
And you obviously combine elements of classical music into your style. So how did this come about? How did your journey come about?
Man, you know, I'm going to tell you. So there's this muralist in New Orleans called B. Mike. He's real dope. I wrote this. You know what? I got to rewind back to back in the day.
Let's do it.
You dig? Yeah. So when I was a kid, I'm on the cello. I was taking private lessons, right? I grew up in a very Black area. And it's very interesting. The thing I said about Black American music being sacred, I'm going to come back to that.
Yeah.
So I would go into Charleston. I was in the country, you know, like hour and a half outside of Charleston, you dig? So go to Charleston, then you were really around a lot of white folk, you know what I'm saying?
It's like South Carolina.
South Carolina, yeah. And you know, that's back in the day where we used to wear the baggy clothes and the big white shirts and you know.
You stood out.
Yeah, you know, and they looking at me like, who this boy is? And I was just like, well, what's good? You know, and I felt very uncomfortable.
Right.
And I tried to adapt my talk. I said, oh man, I need to talk like them. You know, you know, I need to walk like them. I need to change myself because, you know, wow, I don't fit into this like situation. I remember my hair used to be, you know, my hair used to be nappy. You dig? People used to tease me, oh, Gary, your hair nappy. I went to my dad. I said, Dad, people teasing me because they saying my hair nappy. You know what my dad told me? Man, my dad was like, say, bro, look, your hair, you got to find your own original sound. Sorry, your own original style in your hair and rock that.
Yeah.
And that's what people are gonna, you know, that's your like essence.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, all right, cool. Yeah. I used to cut my hair. I put a mohawk in my hair.
There you go.
Going to my lessons, mohawk, playing the cello, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Classical thing.
Yeah.
So that was the beginning of the conflict.
Yeah.
On one hand, my dad is like, you gotta find your thing and rock your thing. On the other hand, you trying to fit in with the white folks.
Yeah.
And that, till this day,
it's been the conflict.
It's been the conflict.
Yeah.
And back to the sacredness of African American music, like it's very interesting because going to Ghana has really showed me a lot of stuff about the culture that I'm from. Yeah. You know, it really showed me the conflict within. That conflict is also within the wider African American culture.
Yeah.
It's like, on one hand, our music is very black, but on the other hand, it's very like trying to be accepted within white society.
I'd say that hip hop has become pop music.
Hip hop is pop music.
Yeah,
hip hop is Jay-Z is the richest musician, period.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
You dig? Like, the richest cat. This guy's a billionaire.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It is crazy. Yeah.
So yeah, going to my lessons. You grow up, you're doing a little classical music, So for me, I played in church. I played the bass as well. I played the bass in church. Then in New Orleans, I'm playing jazz. I'm participating in all the Black American cultural things, the sacred music. But then there's always this element of like, there's always this thing of like, okay, you want to be authentic within yourself, but it's like you always feel this urge, man, I need to probably change something. I need to do something to, I don't know. I've always felt that, and I've always noticed that within a lot of my friends. Like, everyone's making some, but then some cats. I almost said a bad word.
Nobody
can I curse on this?
You can do whatever you want, man.
Man, some motherfuckers, they ain't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of motherfuckers just was like, man, fuck all that.
Yeah.
I'm about to do what I want to do.
Yeah.
I'm about to do my sacred music.
Yeah.
We all got sacred music all over the world, every culture. You know what I'm saying? And I would look at certain cats and say, man, this cat don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
When I was early 20s, I decided to get locks.
Yeah.
Because I was going through that. I'm like, man, like, I went to I was in a lot of different situations, and I felt that I need to like claim myself. I need to twist my hair to show my essence, to show like my power,
Yeah.
But then it's like, okay, I'm about to write some classical music.
But that's a great contrast.
It is. It is a great contrast, but it's like, on one hand, I'm the Urban Cellist. I created that name. But on the other hand, I'm like, oh, I need to write some classical music so I can like be accepted by
the powers that be.
The powers that be, the white, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, on the other hand, I'm the Urban Cellist. See, the Urban Cellist to me is sacred. My music is from the streets. That is sacred. That is from my soul. That's from my culture. That's my culture. That is from the street. You dig what I'm saying?
Also, that's wholly original.
Yeah, it's and trying to fit in with something else is trying to like, I'm not saying that Black people can't write classical music. That's not what I'm saying. Obviously, and we can do original music, we can do really great music. But are you doing it because you're trying to fit in and trying to be accepted? Or is it because
it's something that you feel, yeah. I mean, there's so many great classical musicians who happen to be Black. Funny enough, the cellist that played at Prince Harry and Meghan's wedding, that whole entire family, they're fantastic. My mother actually puts on a classical concert in Ghana every year. And I have a friend of mine who is a fantastic male opera singer who's from Chicago, and yeah, there's a lot of great.
I worked with classical cats in the car.
Yeah. There's loads of people doing stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. I think that whatever style of music talks to you is your style of music. You know?
I mean, look, I love classical music. And I feel classical music is just as a part of me as anything else. But what I'm saying is it's about the intention.
Yeah.
Someone could do rap for the wrong intention. Someone can do rap to promote killing people.
Yeah.
That to me isn't sacred.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
For me, that's like, that's just something else.
Yeah.
Me, I generally speaking, if I'm writing classical music, it's coming from my heart. But behind that, it's like, I think like, why am I doing? So I moved to the UK in 2020, and it was like, I was like, man, I could come here and I could like, I felt this sense that like I could move to Europe and I could like write for like string quartets and blah, blah, blah. And then I feel like I could fit in a way, you know, I could, you know, I felt that, you know.
Yeah. So you were questioning your motivation as to why.
That's what I'm saying. I was questioning like, although I love writing this music,
why am I doing it?
Why am I doing this? Yeah. Because in the past, let me tell you, I used to put paint on myself, no shirt on, playing the cello, playing like blues and playing like, you know, like getting into it. Mm-hmm. This is Cat, back to be Mike. So he said, Gary, I wrote this like solo cello thing. And I said, I played a little bit of it from. I said, hey, can I play this at, you know, your art gallery? And he said, you know, Gary, music is cool, but look, all right, look at my art gallery, right? This place is not on Royal Street where all the fancy art galleries at. This place is like kind of in a random location, but I can get like lawyers and doctors. I can also get gangsters and I can get everyone to come here, and it's respect. Everyone can respect and understand that this is high art because I have elements in it that different people will appreciate. He has elements that the culture will understand. And he said, you see this beatboxing thing you're doing? He said, man,
that's interesting.
People will identify with that. Because the music that I was doing was just, you know, solo, cello, classical, no other. And he said, man, you got to put stuff in there for the culture. And that was a long time ago when I was young. He told me that. So that stuck with me. You know what I mean? Like, so coming to the UK, I'm like, nah, I'm about to just like make this music fit in with all these other cats. You dig what I'm saying? I kind of forgot what B. Mike said. Kind of, but not fully. I feel like.
But I think what you're doing is really original with the beatboxing and everything. And I think that is your essence, and nobody else is doing that.
There are other cats doing it.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying now, I'm about to go harder. I'm about to go back to what I used to do because I realized that I got to get back to me, like my essence. So right now, I'm about to start putting my paint on. I'm about to start going back to my Cornwater. I don't know you know about that Cornwater. But
now, where did that name come from?
I was just chilling in New Orleans and we just started talking about Cornwater. You dig what I'm saying?
I don't get it though. What's the corn?
You don't gotta get it. You just gotta feel it.
Okay.
It's it's Cornwater.
I was listening to it this morning. It's a great project. It's a really, really good project. And again, if we're gonna have the link in the information section for anyone who wants to hear it, because now when did you record that project?
2019.
So that's a while back.
I'm about to record a new project.
This is what we were talking about.
It's gonna be like sacred. But see, the thing is, it's gonna be see, I'm a Pan-Africanist to the core. Like, to me, Africa is the root.
It's the source of everything.
It's the source within the diaspora. The ADOS people might be mad at me when I say this. Not ADOS, but yeah, like okay, you got the foundational Black Americans and you got the ADOS. They're different things. Foundational Black American is just a person that been there, you know what I'm saying? But there are certain people that might, you know, with the whole delineation thing and all that. But for me, I'm a Pan-Africanist. Africa is the center and everywhere else is satellites. That's my opinion. Sorry if I hurt some people's feelings, but I just think that you can't build. It's like everything we build in America is destroyed. So why not build Africa?
Yeah. I mean, there's comments that conversations I've had with many people about the state of America at the moment, which unfortunately, isn't great. And how the fastest growing economies in the world are in Africa.
Yeah.
And the most youthful population in the world is in Africa. If you look at Ghana specifically, just because I know a little bit about it, I think over 50% of the population are between the age of 18 and 24. All very educated, all very computer literate now. And, you know, there is a huge amount of future, I think,
oh, yeah,
on the continent of Africa. Yeah.
It's like, I think we as a diaspora, I feel like, my opinion, like, I feel like that's one place where we can really like come together. Yeah. I mean, obviously we can come together in different parts of the diaspora. Yeah. Definitely Africa. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, let's pull it back. Okay, so your experience in Ghana for the first time, and the connection to the music. So I know that you spent some time in Accra, but I also know that you went to Tamale and spent some time with Aladu playing. Is it the Gonja?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how was that? And what's the relationship to the instruments? Describe the instrument, the Gonja, for everybody.
Yeah, the Gonja is like, it has one string of horsehair and then another like bow type thing with horsehair. Bow is what you use to like draw across the string to make it vibrate. And yeah, they just play the instrument, like playing melodies and accompaniment lines, and they sing on top of it. And it's used in funerals. Like I went to a funeral, and it's used in just ceremonies. So like I went to a funeral, thousands of people there, musketry, and drums, and Gunjays was a part of it. People was playing the instrument, and then they had the talking drum, and they was getting money. And
funerals are big.
So yeah, it was very powerful. That instrument, the way my teacher played it, man, he was playing the blues.
Yeah.
You know, like I was like, wow.
The blues comes from Mali.
Oh yeah.
All that is from Mali. Yeah.
And them instruments, like, because that's in the north part of Ghana.
No, Mali's a whole different country.
Whoa, but what I'm saying is Tamale.
Tamale is very much in the north. Yeah. It's a whole different thing to Accra. Yeah. Different tribes, different vibes. Yeah.
And I feel like I can almost feel like maybe that's more similar to like Mali.
Very much so. Yeah. They're definitely, you know, Tamale is closer to Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso is just underneath Mali.
Yeah.
So you have the sort of beginning of the Sahelian thing.
Yeah. It's almost was like a different country in time.
Yeah, it is completely. Yeah.
Different. Like
different vibe. Yeah.
It was really beautiful. It was so different in times where I felt a bit isolated because in Accra,
it's busy.
Yeah, and
Accra's a capital city.
It's got shops,
it's got supermarkets, it's got fast food places. Yeah.
Tamale was just different. It was hard sometimes, but I feel I got the most out of Tamale.
Yeah. I lived there for an idiot. Yeah. So
really?
I was very fortunate to have lived in Accra for many years. I lived in Kumasi for about a year and a half, and I lived in Tamale for about a year. So I know what you're on about. Yeah, it's very quiet. It's very, very different. It's, you know, in Ghana, you have the South being predominantly Christian, the North being predominantly Muslim. So there's a whole different energy there. Different tribes as well, the Dagomba, the Frafra, those guys, you know, it's very different.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, Ghana was just, it changed my life. It changed my whole perspective. And you know, one thing that was really alarming to me in a good way was I played all different types of music for cats. I played jazz. I played classical. I played the music that people really are into. I realize if that joint ain't had no rhythm in it, cats is like, okay.
Yeah. You
all that neo soul stuff is cool.
Yeah. If it don't make me move.
Cats ain't, you know, Jill Scott. It's cool. Cats like Jill Scott, but you know,
they need the rhythm.
They need that rhythm. And I realized, like, yo.
I'll tell you an interesting thing. When I first moved out to Ghana, I've been working in soul and funk bands in the UK for a really long time, and I went back to Ghana not really to move back. It was more of a family thing, just kind of get to know my dad's side of the family. And what I discovered when I started writing music there with people was the chords don't matter as much.
Yep.
Yeah. It's if you got a 2 or 3 chord trick, great. It's the rhythm behind it. And
I was jamming with Jaizy, the cat, right?
Yeah.
And I'm playing all these sus chords.
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
he gonna like this. And he's just like,
yeah.
And soon I just was like 1,
Yeah,
4. He was like
5.
And he was like, oh yeah. And I was just like, yo.
Yeah, it's a whole different story. Yeah. I've got a track on an album that I put out which has got 1 chord in it.
Yeah.
And I was working with a producer who taught me about the rhythms from the region that my family are from. Mm-hmm. So we took this rhythm. My grandparents are from a small village called Atoko in the Volta region, and he taught me the rhythm from this village. Yeah, and we did this track that has 1 chord. It's an A minor. It's just da 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 da, but it's in 12/8. Okay, and the rhythm is just out there. Yeah, and it works. And wow. Yeah, I'll play it to you. Yeah, it works. And
check that out.
Yeah, that was a real learning experience for me because I think, like yourself, learning. I was always like, oh, and I've just learned this new amazing chord, and I've just learned this, inversion of how to play it, and isn't this great, and isn't and I'm not really a jazz player, but I appreciate jazz music, and yeah, you think you're clever, and then you realize
Cats
that
just like,
yeah, bring it back,
man, beat that beat, boy,
yeah, bring it back.
It's crazy, man. So that Cornwater album. Mm. I was always ashamed of it.
Why?
I wouldn't really share that album with people.
It's good though.
Well,
what's the track where you do in a sort of falsetto?
Singing?
Yeah, there's one track where you do a falsetto. I should have written it down.
Falsetto with my voice?
Yeah, you go a little higher.
Cornwater.
It's like the second track or the third track.
I don't falsetto. Almost singing?
Yeah.
You talking about some people want to take over the world?
Maybe it's that one. Yeah.
Yeah, talking about capitalism and
greed. Oh yeah, it is that one. Yeah. Take over the world. Yeah, it is that one. Yeah.
I was ashamed of it because the whole, like I said, like that conflict. So going to Ghana really showed me the conflict within like African American culture. I think African American culture is very unique in that we had to grow up alongside white people, like other people didn't. Like in Africa. Them cats ain't grew up with white people like we grew up with white people. They, like we had to develop our culture kind of in the shadows of like.
I'd say what it is in America, Black Americans had to grow up with the conflict of white people.
Conflict, yes.
Whereas in Africa, there was an influence from Europe, but it was different because, like, for example, in West Africa, in Ghana specifically, the legal system is the British legal system. Yeah. The education system is the British education system. But it was something that I think, I've got to be very careful how I say this. It was something that I think was a structure that was put in place in the society, but it's still something that's very African run. Yeah. And Africans kind of aspire to the bureaucracy of Europe, but they're still doing it for themselves. Yeah. Whereas in America, I think Black Americans have had to maneuver through a white society.
Yes.
And I think that is something that causes friction within self, because you want to get ahead and you want to do better generationally. Every generation wants to move a little bit forward, but you also want to keep your soul and keep your essence. And unfortunately, back in the day, some of the only ways that people moved forward were by assimilation, passing. If you're a light skin, my mom's very light skin, and yeah, that's something that I think has been the great struggle in America. If you have the power to be very, very, very Black, then you're ostracized by white society. Yeah. And it makes life difficult.
Yeah, man.
And then if you go the other way, you're ostracized by Black society.
Yep.
Because people say you're a sellout or whatever it may be. And that may not be the case. You just may want to be an architect or a doctor or an accountant or whatever it may be. Yeah, it's a strange one. I mean, America is a very strange place like that. And I think that the African-American experience is a tough one. It's a really, really tough one.
I noticed. I really noticed the conflict when I was away. You know, being there and coming in Britain, you can't really. It's like it's different.
It's different,
but it's the West. You know.
Yeah.
But I really noticed that, like, because I've always noticed this conflict within me. But you look at jazz, for instance. The first recording of it was from a white group.
Really?
The Creole something, you know. That's the first like jazz recording. But that music is black. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like all of our it's crazy. Like our culture, everything, like all of the sacred music that we've created. When I don't mean sacred as in religious, I mean sacred as in just like
spiritual,
giving reverence to it. Has been homogenized and taken and exported and because you know it's been the empire, you know. I mean it's a falling empire, but because of that because you know there's great music that comes from everywhere. Why is it Black American music exploit? It's not that we're better than anyone. It's because of that the empire of America is like we gotta exploit this and make that bread. You know?
That capitalist society is all about sales and marketing. And America is very good at that. I mean, I'm sure you've noticed the difference between UK television and American television with advertising. You know, every time I go to the States and I watch TV, I'm just like, I can't watch this. It's just commercial. I mean, you know, obviously if you're on cable, it's a bit better, but you know, regular TV, there's commercials every 5 seconds.
True.
And you buy an American newspaper and it's just coupons and commercials. Where's the news? You know, and you're reading this paper that's like that thick, and you know that much of it is news. The rest of it is advertising and coupons. You know,
it's real.
And so America has always been the place that has been very good at marketing and sales. And
for the better or for the worse,
I think. In the long term, for the worse. I think in the short term, fantastic, but in the long term, for the worst. When you look at consumerism as an ethos, you lose the creativity. And as you know, people talk about now, you lose the creativity of manufacturing. You know, America is a country that is a consumer nation. It very much takes, buys, eats, and that isn't sustainable in the long term.
It's not. It's all it all bleeds into the conflict that I'm talking about. This conflict, like on one hand, the music is very like pure. You know what I'm saying? And it's very like authentic and it's very rich. But on the other hand, the music is going to be taken and it's going to be exported and it's going to be, you know, packaged. I mean, but that's everywhere, isn't it? That's in most. But I feel like America is particularly like.
Oh no, America's. It's if you're going to package something, it's going to be in. Do you know? I was reading an article about, and we're going to go a little off topic, about Taylor Swift's last album. That last album was released in like 57 different formats. So there was a blue version, a yellow version, a pink version on the vinyl. There was the Brazilian release. There was the Japanese one. There was the American one, the European one. And of course, because she has super fans, some people will go out and buy 20 different versions of this album. I mean, they packaged that to the nth degree, you know what I mean? So there's the extreme of that, and that's an extreme example of that, you know.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. But I know that, you know, when you go to, let's say, a Beyonce concert, you're getting a fantastic show. I mean, that is the dancers, the lights, the whole thing. And that is a spectacle. Michael Jackson being the great example, and Prince, you know, back in the day. Those were real shows, you know. And that, I think, has become the norm for a big, huge international artist, you know. And is that a good thing? Yeah, it's a great thing for the show. But now, how much are tickets? And tickets are now very expensive for these things. So there's a plus and a negative. Yeah, there's a plus and a negative.
I feel like at the end of the day, what I would like to see is the culture. I would like to see in America, Africa, Caribbeans, everywhere, European blacks. I would love to see everyone like kind of come together in a more like Pan-Africanist way. And I know like if you go to Africa, Africans, they embrace us.
Yeah.
You know, but right now, I think because of that capitalism and because of a lot of different elements, I don't even know all the elements, but there's a lot of division.
Yeah, I'd say that that's coming down now. I mean, if you know, you probably would have noticed that reggae is huge in Ghana. You know, and Rita Marley's lived in Ghana for many years.
I heard she lived in
Aburi.
Aburi, yeah.
And all the big Jamaican artists come to Ghana. And they all come and hang out and they do shows there and everything.
I'm talking specifically America.
But then also now, I think a lot of the Afro beats artists with an S, so your big Nigerian artists like Wizkid and Davido and those guys are now making huge inroads in America and doing collaborations with American
artists. I'm sure
artists.
You heard about the whole Tyla
Oh my goodness.
thing.
This last week. Now, this is going to come out in about a month. But yeah, we are at the end of August 2025 for anybody who's listening. And yes, Tyla and the whole colored thing and her album.
But that's only one thing.
Yeah.
That's only one thing. That's only one thing, right? So Essence Fest. Have you heard of Essence Fest in New Orleans?
No, I haven't. No.
So it's the biggest black festival in America.
Cool.
It's like, you may have heard of Essence Magazine.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So that fest, I have not been to that fest this year, but apparently a lot of people complain that it's becoming too African.
Really?
And they're saying that because there's like Africans that are leading it. Right. And a lot of people are saying like, oh yeah, like, you know, they had the Jollof and Jambalaya versus thing or whatever.
It's just,
and a lot of people feel like Essence should be like African American foundational Black American thing, you know. And it's that conflict of like, you know, I have to say, like, in my experience, I've experienced hostility. I don't want to say like outward hostility, but you can kind of tell some people that moved to America from like Ghana, Nigeria.
Yeah.
You can tell that they kind of got this superiority complex.
Oh, completely.
Because it's like, the African Americans, they kill, they're gonna do this. We
can go into this all day. They absolutely do. I am half African American, half African.
So you got,
I got it on both sides. I got it on both sides. And you're 100% right. Africans from Ghana, Nigeria, look, at my experience, value education very, very highly. And they always say in an African family, you can either be a lawyer, a doctor, or a failure. Those are your three options.
Yeah.
Whereas in America, you have your very highly educated, aspirational Black American families who are just getting on with their lives. But the most celebrated, I would say, and the most exposed type of Black America is hip hop and that style of things, which this goes back to that great debate of what type of hip hop was promoted in America for a long time, because it kind of went to that gangster shit for a while.
Yeah,
and there's the great urban myth of that, you know, mythical meeting that once happened between record execs where they all said, we're going to promote gangster rap. And then conscious hip hop and KRS-One and all that stuff got pushed to the side. So African-American culture that's been promoted to the world has always been of that ilk.
Yeah.
And that hasn't helped the communication between Africans from Africa and Black Americans. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know exactly what you're on about. I do. I know exactly what you're on about.
I mean, it's not even just people from the continent. It's everybody. Like everybody, we're the most hated people in America. Like when every other immigrant go to America, they like, oh, I'm not like at least I'm not the African Americans. People just blacker than me. Talk about some like, oh yeah, like, and I'm like, okay, here's the thing. Cats come to America and cats can say that. But the thing is like, you know, my ancestors made it so that they could come. You know what I'm saying? Your ancestors as well. You're half African American. So it's like the civil rights situation.
Yeah.
Man, you wouldn't be in the country if it wasn't for us. We did so much for like everybody.
Yeah.
Like we did so much, but like it's like we can't get no respect. And it's like cats, it's like, do they even know our history?
Yeah,
like, do they even realize like what we've been through in that country?
Yeah.
Do they even know we built that country?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So how dare a cat move to America and look down on us? Like, you better than us. I'm like, yo, like, and then another thing, African Americans, a lot of us probably ain't gonna go to Africa. But, you know, we heard a lot of negative things about Africa. We heard a lot of positive things.
Yeah.
But let's just keep it real. Like, you know, if African Americans really like started talking like taking that same approach, it's like, okay, like Africa, it's like, you know, I ain't never been to Nigeria, but the things I hear about Nigeria, about people being like murdered.
I mean, Lagos is a pretty heavy city, and it's a big country. But again, you got to look at the fact that it's
talking Lagos specifically.
Yeah.
Every time I talk about I want to go to Lagos, Ghana's pretty safe.
It's very chill. Yeah.
But like people be like, I be hearing, I know someone that knows someone that knows someone that got murdered out there.
People get murdered everywhere.
It's true, but here's the thing: they say that we're gonna kill. They make these stereotypes about us. And yeah, people do get killed in America. Yeah. People get killed everywhere. But what I'm saying is like, yo, we could literally do the same thing. But do we?
Yeah, you can shit talk on either side of it. Yeah, of course.
What I'm saying is like, none of that isn't. What I'm saying is like,
it's not constructive.
It's not constructive. Is what I'm saying. It's like, yeah, we can do that too. We can talk. We can talk negative stuff about people who come. It's like, well, why did you leave Africa? If we are so terrible, why are you coming here to America? Why are you here? Why can't you build Africa? And that's the thing. Like, but you talking about us.
Yeah.
You coming to our land. Yeah. And talking about us. That we paved the way for you to come. Yeah. And another thing is like, at the end of the day, this division,
it's not helping.
It's not helpful because when you actually go to Africa, when you actually go,
you're welcome.
It's brotherhood.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah.
But it's like, it's not like it's the people that move away. Yeah. Some of the people that move away, because I met tons of cats in America from Africa who are cool, but I have had a difficult time catching the cab from cats. You see cats ride on by. It's like, oh no, don't pick him up. So and look just like me. But then a Jamaican brother stopped for me. What's up, brother? Yeah. And it's just like, but at the end of the day, cats don't realize, yo, we need to just come together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We are stronger together. Africa is the root.
Yeah.
I think we need to think like that.
See, one of the great things you just pointed out, which is really, really obvious, is the marketing and the news cycle. The news cycle has created a very bad rap for African Americans. You know, when you look at any newspaper, they always love to sell death and destruction. And on the African side, it's famine and conflict and this and that.
Right.
On the African American side, it's gang warfare and this and, you know, gun violence and all of that. And Western media has done a very, very good job of selling this myth of the African devil.
Right.
Whether it be from the hood or whether it be from, you know, the jungle, shall we say. Do you know what I mean? And I think that is the thing that has to be set aside, you know?
Exactly.
Everybody has to realize that that's just been this ethnic mythologizing of negativity.
Thank you.
You know?
Pointless.
Yeah, and it's terrible because there are preconceived notions
on both
sides, and it doesn't help anybody.
It don't help.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, Black Panther Party came and it's gone.
Yeah.
How many communities have been destroyed? How many communities have been destroyed in Africa?
Yeah.
How many? And we worried about these little things that don't even mean, like Africans, don't trust them Africans. They go, you know, this thing of boycotting African hair shops. I hear people talk about in America.
This is happening in America?
You know, the internet is crazy. I'm not in America right now, but, you know, I got people there, obviously family and stuff and friends. And I hear about all these things, and it's just like, yo,
wow.
You cats, let me tell you what we need to do. This, I think we need to start a revolution. Now, I don't mean go. I'm not, when I say revolution, the government, listen, I don't mean.
You mean a movement.
A movement.
Let's bring it back.
I don't need the government, CIA, tracking my phone. What I'm saying is, here's what we need to do. Here's how we can bring African, Caribbean, African American, whatever, together in the West. Because in the continent, it's all love from my perspective, But in America and Britain specifically, I'm gonna look in the camera. Here's what we need to do. And I mean this. We need to only buy hair products from Black people. Right? We need to boycott anybody selling Afro hair products. We need to boycott them because they ain't got no love for us. Yeah, I know what happened in Peckham. I know you probably wasn't here.
Yeah, what happened?
This Black lady bought something in Peckham,
and
the people, because look, all right, they basically like slapped her around and pushed her around. Here's the thing. The civil rights movement started in Alabama with the bus boycott.
Yeah.
Really, you can say Emmett Till, but I might have my facts wrong. But let's just say the bus boycott, right? And that sparked something greater, right? Why is it that a Black person can't buy Black hair products from, like, if you go to the shop, who sells Black hair products?
Whoever the shopkeeper is, and
who is more than likely? It's not a Black person.
Yeah, it's more than likely. I mean, in the UK, a lot of Indian families have shops. Obviously, then your big conglomerate shops, your big, corporate shops. Yeah.
So you go to the shop. Yo, man, look, I got this thing with my hair. Like, I need something. Do you have any recommendations? How is this cat going to give me recommendations on my hair? Why are we not selling our own Black hair products? Why do we have to go outside our community to buy Black hair products? Why? Like, why can't, if we literally just boycotted anyone that wasn't selling it and then say, okay, look, it would create a situation, because there's tons of cats. There's tons of sisters out there that's like, oh yeah, I do hair. Yeah. They know about that stuff. They know what you need to get. They can get them businesses. They can sell them products. Why do we? I don't go to that joint no more.
Yeah, but it's like with anything. I mean, unfortunately, mass-produced anything becomes the brand label. And then everybody goes to what's available in the supermarket or what's available in the convenience store.
We need to boycott that. We need to be ashy for a couple of months until we can start selling it ourselves. Yeah.
But it goes in everything. It's in food and everything. I mean, we should all be eating, organic grown food from small farmers markets. But it's very easy to go to
the hair thing, though. I think is a great catalyst.
Yeah.
To start a wider, because you start with the hair. And then you go to other things. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want that to be a movement so bad. I don't know how. I want that to, because you know how significant hair is for Black people.
Yeah.
It's like the braids. It's like it's a definitive thing of our culture. Is how we. Our hair is, we wear it in different ways. It means so much to us.
So much,
But we don't even buy the products from our own people.
Yeah. No, it's a thing. I know exactly what you're saying. I do. I hear you.
In America, it's the same thing. Like, and it's just this it's the same thing. It's a conflict. Like, being Black is a conflict. Like, it's conflicting,
Now, this is interesting to me. So what has your experience been like in the UK? In the Black communities in the UK, what have you found the difference between being Black in America, Black in the UK? Because as we know, we were talking about, there's a big Jamaican and Caribbean influence here, which I think is very, very influential. So how was your experience? What was it like when you first moved back to the UK? Or first moved to the UK?
It's cool, the UK on the surface seems a lot more chill. It's like, oh, the UK is not racist. You're like, oh man,
it's there.
That at first you kind of get that impression, like, because it's it's a bit, Europe is a bit more laid back in general.
Yeah.
And so you kind of like, oh man, this is a really great place to be being black. And then you talk to black people and they're like, oh boy, you just don't know. You're like, what you talking about? And they like
it's there.
They foreshadow a few things to you, but it's just, the thing about it is here.
It's under the surface.
It's almost like they really they're the creators. They're like British racism is so clever.
Yeah.
Like, and actually, in a way, you can say that racism here is greater here, in a way. America, it's more in your face. You're going to have a cat straight up call you a nigger or Ku Klux Klan. I know National Front here, but it's like, I think here, like as an example, right? Like, as a black person, the likelihood of getting shot by the cops might not be as high, but it's still there. Yeah. But it might not be as high. There is a certain level of comfort that I feel here that I don't feel in America.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to get shot, but you're also not going to get an easy bank loan.
Yes. But I'll tell you this. I think one of the biggest differences is the culture. Like, for instance, like in America, you can have a Beyonce, you can have a Prince, you can have a Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
In Britain, something about this culture don't really let black British people get to that level.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, art in music. Yeah.
Music, like the Beatles. Yeah. White people can get there. What's the Amy Winehouse? Like these like iconic figures could reach these like. And I be talking to cats here. They be putting me on game. Cats that is from here, and a few cats pointed that out to me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, they said, "Can you name me a black British superstar like on the level of Michael Jackson?"
No, you can.
And it's like Stormzy,
no, it's not even close. Yeah, I mean, it's funny actually. I'd say. This podcast is called Afro Soul Stories, and I was thinking about this the other day. And actually, the biggest export, and she's actually Nigerian, but she's British Nigerian, is Sade.
She's pretty big.
She's the biggest, I think. Yeah. And she has been for
she's
a
pretty
long
big.
Time. Yeah.
But like, she ain't no Beyonce, Michael Jackson.
I mean, different thing. Yeah.
Different time.
Thing, yeah.
I mean, Sade's still relevant. But
she's timeless.
She's timeless, but like. That superstar.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're saying.
And I think that is kind of tells me all I need to know about British racism.
Yeah, I think that also it's a very interesting thing, because when you look at Black American culture and the history of Black Americans in America, there has been a much longer period of time. So the 350 years America's been around, there's always been black people. Obviously, they've moved through slavery, oppression, Jim Crow into the wider society. But because that history of Black Americans has always been in America, it's a part of the American experience. Whereas in the UK, there was immigration to the UK post-Second World War. And it was this whole Windrush generation, and also migration from the Commonwealth to work. So it was a very, very different kind of thing. I would say in the late 70s to the 80s, there was a big influx of Caribbean and Jamaican influences with ska and reggae and all that kind of action. And that was really, really cool. And it was celebrated in cities like London and Birmingham and certain cities. But there is not as large a black population in the UK as a whole. In London, yes, but in the UK as a whole, it's actually a very small part of the population. And whilst the appreciation for African American culture with blues and the jazz has always been there, it's only in recent years that the appreciation for African music in Afro beats with an S has come through recently, So I would always say that the British artists that loved Black American music were often the white kids. Like we talk about the Beatles and the Rolling Stones and Led Zeppelin and the Yardbirds and all those guys. They loved the blues. You know, they loved Black American soul and Aretha Franklin and Stevie Wonder and Marvin Gaye and all that. The Black population in the UK, however, was from the Caribbean and from Africa, which is a different thing.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, the reggae...
They brought their own culture.
Yeah, and the reggae became popular 20, 30 years ago, and now the African music's becoming popular now.
Yeah, I see what
but
you're saying.
Everyone still aspired to and looked to African Americans, you know. And as I was saying earlier on, the Black American aesthetic is the most copied aesthetic in the world. You know, hip-hop is now absolutely pop music. Everybody knows who Snoop Dogg is. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he's just
he be cracking me up sometimes.
Yeah, he's just
he be doing.
He's just
like
grandpa now. You know, he's the world's coolest grandpa.
Yeah, back in the day, he was a whole gangster. Now he like doing these random like
he's missing
drill ads and stuff.
Martha Stewart's best friend,
he making that bread. That boy.
Yeah, but also, I mean, you see him at the Olympics.
Yeah, in Paris.
Everybody loves Snoop Dogg. You know what I mean?
True.
And it's like he's just become this cultural icon who is not only accepted but loved. You know, and it's an interesting thing, right? So let's get back to some music. I really want to know what you're up to now. So new projects and where you've been playing in London and
yeah. Well, I'm working on an album. I'm gonna record soon. Solo. I'm gonna have some. It's gonna be some blues. It's gonna be some funk, some hip hop elements. Cool. I'm basically gonna be telling my story, a lot of my story, cool. Like talking about. I went through I had a very challenging upbringing. Yeah. So I'm gonna really be going into a lot of that. It's also going to be very joyous. I'm going to take some classical stuff and flip it. Yeah. It's going to be kind of like a very diverse project, you know. Cool. I'm going to have some African influences in it. I was about to say, now, after your trip to Ghana, has that influenced you? Definitely. Yeah. Definitely. So I'm really, really, really excited about that. That it's still coming to me right now. I haven't finished everything, but really excited about it. Cool. Yeah, I'm about to revolutionize, about to really flip the script, man. Like it's about to be crazy. I can't wait to hear it, man. I'm looking forward to it, and we're gonna talk. Yeah, we're gonna talk. Yeah. No, that's so cool, man. So, we've covered a lot here. This has been a really interesting conversation. I feel like I just couldn't stay on topic. Like no, it's good, man. With that. It's good, man. That's what podcasts are for. There's no format, you know what I mean? And it's good because we've gone to places I think people do talk about, which is identity, which is the segregation within Black communities, which is the need to come together and gain collective power in Black communities. Yeah. And also, as we look at what's happening around the world, especially in America and Donald Trump's America, there is a period of time that I think America is going through right now, which is not an easy one, you know. And she's coming here. And it's a time, I think, for people to really come together with unity and find that strength. Yeah. This whole division doesn't work. Yeah. I do understand it to the point where it's like, okay, like, because to just say Black, I mean, Black is an American concept, you know. I mean, blacks. I mean, you know, East Africans are different from West Africans. South Africans are different from Jamaicans, and to just group everyone as Black is, you know, it's like, you know, even in America, like Black people from the South are different from Black people from the West Coast, of course. So, so what I'm saying is like, to like identify yourself, because there's a lot of America is a land of immigrants, you know, it really is. Yeah, you got people from, you know, that's like second generation, and the whole thing is like, okay, like this is our culture, even though it's been exploited all over the world. We still have to like, okay, but this is actually like the culture that our ancestors have created, and just like understanding that and trying to. I think that's the thing that a lot of African Americans are doing now. It's like, and I feel like some people get offended because they grew up listening to our music.
Yeah.
But it's sorry. I mean,
no. But I want to get to the Tyla thing.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you brought this up with identity. Okay, now what did you think of this whole Tyla thing? Because she is a South African person, and in South Africa you have a group of people called the Cape Coloureds or Coloureds, and it's a very normal thing to call yourself a coloured person if you are from this community. And of course, when she went to America and she very casually, said, "Oh yeah, I'm South African, I'm from a coloured community," which is not even a thing to say in South Africa. African Americans took it very badly because obviously the word coloured has derogatory meaning there.
I don't think it's because of what she said. I think it's because of her energy.
Right.
I think it's like people get this like uppity feeling from her.
Right.
And that the whole colorism thing.
Yeah.
And I think it's
she's half Indian.
Yeah. And I think that, like some people may feel that like because, hold this award with that dude, what's his name? She got an award and she got a dude, I forgot the cat's name, but to hold, he said, these awards are too heavy. It's kind of like, what, you too good to hold your own award? And I think it's because of the way she carries herself. I think if she carried her, and then when she was on the Breakfast Club,
yeah, and Charlemagne called her out for some shit,
and then she just didn't even answer the question.
Yeah, she looked to the back to her advisors. Yeah. But that kind of more calls out to manufactured pop star than anything to me. And she's young. Yeah. She's very young.
She's young. I ain't really got no issues with her personally. I just think she's just trying to do her thing.
Yeah.
And
she's young, she's very pretty, she's very marketable, and she has been marketed very much in that way. And I think that you forget that she's not in a girl group or a boy group, right, because she's by herself. Now, if you look at a boy band or a girl band, let's say the Spice Girls, or let's say one of these boy bands. I mean, name one. They're not high on my list.
Boyz II Men.
Yeah. Okay. Well, no, Boyz II Men less so, but I'd say someone like, let's say, NSYNC,
okay,
or a boy band like that, or Backstreet Boys, or whatever it may be. Those guys are manufactured.
Yeah.
Right? They're marketed. And, you've got the cute one, the tall one, the this one, the that one, they're all, there's 4 or 5 of them that are there for a different demographic in society, right?
Yeah.
And when those guys go through media training, because they do go through media training, there is a very easy thing for 4 or 5 people to have a little joke, pander off something, avoid answering a question, because you can go, but what about this one's hat that he's wearing today, or whatever it may be. Tyla being by herself, I think that's a really, really tough place to be, because you are this manufactured pop star. You are extremely pretty. You could do the dancing, you can do the singing, you've got it all going on. And it's a lot of responsibility to be going through all of these interviews. And she's 20, 21?
Yeah, she's young.
She's young, man. She's young. And, again, she's from South Africa. It's a different society to America. America is the dun, 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 I'm going to America. I'm going to make it in America. Yeah. That's huge, man. That's absolutely huge. For any artist from Europe, from Asia, from anywhere, America is the holy grail of sales and, marketing and consumerism and the big thing. So there's been a lot of pressure. And I think that I know what you're saying about how people didn't react well to her in America, because I lived in Chicago for a year. And I have a British accent. And a lot of people didn't jive with me when I just opened my mouth. And I get it. I totally, totally get it.
Because they're like, you're not black.
Thank you very much, right? So that's something that I understand from a very empathetic point of view, from my angle. Yeah. Because when I lived in Chicago, I lived on the south side of Chicago for 6 months and the north side for 6 months.
Chicago.
Yeah, right. Now, south side is all black, north side's kind of all white. And I lived in Wicker Park, which is kind of trendy, on the north side. But when I was on the south side, people didn't get me, man. They did not get me, because I would open my mouth and my British accent just did not compute. And they would think that I was being a certain way when I wasn't. Now, the irony is, is my upstairs neighbor. I lived on the ground floor. The guy on the third floor was also a black British guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was really crazy. It was crazy. And we, you know, I was coming into the apartment. Yeah, and I was coming in. I was like, all right, hey man. And he's like, all right, mate. I was like, wait, what? And we ended up, you know, having a very long conversation. And he lived in Chicago for like 10 years. And we had a long conversation.
Did he feel the same way you felt?
He felt exactly the same way, and he kept his mouth shut for a long time, and so did I.
So maybe maybe
it's
there's
a perception
maybe there's a xenophobia within our culture. You know?
Yeah, there's a perception thing, which again brings me back to this idea of what is credibility within the African American community, and is it the celebration of the streets as opposed to a celebration of the universities and education, which I think is that's the mindfuckery that's been, you know,
I mean,
pushed.
you know, we've been, we've been beat down by the system for so long to the point where it's like you're gonna have a percentage of people that are gonna be in the street.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is that the African American persona that has been pushed through the media has always been one of from the streets. It's not been. There are so many African Americans. I was reading something recently that the second highest demographic of millionaires in America are Black Americans.
Right.
But
on the other hand,
but you don't hear about that.
Right.
You don't hear about the rich, educated American. My older brother's a chemical engineer. His wife's a biochemist. They live in the suburbs. You don't hear about successful Black Americans. You don't hear about the perfectly, above average, but quite, normal people who are living their lives, who own homes, have 2 or 3 cars, go play golf, go on holidays. You don't hear about that side of African
because it's true.
America. Most all you hear about is the ghetto and the bullshit.
Because it's not just one thing. It's like cats ain't a monolith. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah, man. I don't know. I think maybe it's in. Like there's so much hate for African Americans,
but that hatred is because of the media portraying African Americans as only being from the streets, as only being the ghetto, as only being gangster rap, and that's the problem.
On a wider sense, also, I think the biggest problem also is the fact that the Civil War ended in like the 1800s, and the Confederates lost, but
it didn't go away.
That's the thing. They didn't really lose. They kind of
they got annexed.
They got not really because I think the Confederacy is still alive. Like the mentality.
Mm-hmm. Well, you lived in Carolinas. That's the South. I mean, what was that like?
Yeah, I mean, it's still there. The Confederacy never died. Like they lost the war, but the United States, it's like they were, what is it? If you go against the government, you could be killed. What is it?
Treasonous.
Treason, right? They literally did treason. Yeah. And they just was like, all right.
You go over there.
We good now. So and it's just and because there was, I was reading something, because there wasn't any punishment, there was no repercussion of that. That mentality went into the media, and then they create this image of us, and then
that's what I'm saying. Western media's portrayal of, in the case of America, Black Americans, in the case of Africa, famine, dictators, war, the whole thing, that has been perpetuated since time began in order to sow division. Create a negative perception of Black people in general. Right. And the celebration of highly intelligent, well-educated, successful Black people, whether they be African or African American, has always been pushed to the side. Right. It always has been. In Ghana, you have people, I know a Nigerian guy who's doctor. You know what I mean? Right? Most Ghanaian kids aspire to be lawyers and doctors. They have a very good education system. They're really, really smart people, Yeah. You hear stories. There was a story I read of a kid in Kenya who built a helicopter from scraps.
Right.
You know what I mean? You hear these stories all the time of kids who are genius engineers who are building things from in the middle of nowhere, you know? In Black America, you have so many, again, like I said, the highest demographic of millionaires in America are Black Americans. You don't hear about this. You know, there's so many successful lawyers, doctors. You know, my uncle was the dean of the graduate school of Chicago State University. You know what I mean? He's written several books. There's so many authors. Classical musicians, you know, we talk about this a bit earlier on. But none of that is pushed in the media.
Nope.
None of that is pushed in the media.
It sure ain't.
You know?
I don't know why. Well, we kind of have an idea why.
Of course you know why. You know why.
We have an idea why.
It's to sow division and to create this negative portrayal of Black people so that there is the idea of the scary Black person.
Right.
You know, that's a much easier thing. You got to understand that hate is a powerful, powerful, powerful emotion.
True.
And it's the emotion that, as we see within Donald Trump's America, it's the emotion that is easily grabbed in order to manipulate and to motivate people towards one side or the other.
Yeah.
You know, it's very, very easy with hatred to rile people up. It doesn't matter if you're a militant person on the left or a militant person on the right. All you're doing is bringing together a set of circumstances or people to hate.
Right.
And that's your motivation. So whether it's you're hardcore on the left and you hate these people who are super conservative doing this, doing that, or whether you're hardcore on the right and you hate these people who are super liberal and doing this and doing that, all you're doing is fueling conflict with hatred. And
true.
That's never going to get anybody anywhere.
It's true. It's just going to hold you back.
Yeah.
It's just this.
And that's the point.
Waste of time.
That's the point. It's divide and conquer.
Waste of time. Big waste of time. You know what I'm saying? Because like, if we actually all really just like, it's all these cats that's moving to America, what if everyone's like, yo, man,
let's come together.
Let's come together.
Yeah.
What's going to happen then? Oh, man. You know what I'm saying? Them cats going to be like, oh, man.
And that's the thing that people don't want because they're scared of it.
They're scared.
Yeah.
You ain't got to be scared. We're going to make the world a better place. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you, man. Man, this has been a good conversation, man.
Yeah, man.
Thank you so much for coming through. I think we've covered everything, I think. And some.
Covered a lot.
No, this has been really good. Thank you very, very much for coming down.
Yeah, man.
Any final words?
Yeah, man. It's good to see you again. It's been a while.
Yeah.
I guess I met you the first time.
Yeah. We're in that studio session.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. Lovely. I think we're gonna leave it there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Nice one, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming down.
Yeah.